Hello and welcome to level 69. Nice.
Nice.
Of the Thoughts and Players podcast, the gaming podcast with both takes and no strings attached. I am Jeremy, here once again with my two compadres, of course. I have David.
What up?
And I have Cory.
Waka, 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 waka. Remember I used to do that?
Yes.
Pac-Man? Not just Pac-Man, but then I ran out. Then I ran.
Pac-Man?
Well, no, I used to do game quotes.
Mm-hmm. Yeah,
Oh.
that's a game.
But then it got too hard. It got tough, and it was
meaning
it was
that you
tough.
had to.
Hey,
You had
hello,
to
players.
You had to do a
running
lot
out
of
Some
research
Yes.
out of your
Oh,
local
no.
memorization of game quotes. I guess.
Yes.
Mhm.
I made it 50 levels, so
I don't know
I'm
what research
impressed.
is, so.
Yeah.
did? Right. David, you said you
Gentlemen,
don't know
hello.
what research is?
Hello? Yeah.
Hello.
Winging it, baby.
Hello, how are we doing this fine evening?
Fantastic,
Great.
let me tell you.
Doing good.
Yeah? Good.
Why are you doing so fantastic? You usually say good.
Yeah.
I just told you I had this week off, right? It's been a great week with my wife and my child. Still have 4 or 5 more days off, so I'm excited. I've been playing a lot of video game, guys. I've been playing a lot,
have?
and I've been loving them. Oh yeah, a ton.
I'm envious. I've barely had time for any, but we will get into it.
We will get into that. Yeah.
We will get into it. Ladies and gentlemen, chickens, ducks, and hens, and those who identify as other, we welcome you into this level, to this episode. We're glad you're with us. We didn't have an episode for last week. We had to skip
My
that.
bad.
It's no problem. Now, David, on getting
Yeah.
his EDM on, right?
Oh, yeah.
And everything was fantastic. I was burnt out from doing stuff around the house, so that was a nice little break. Cory, you were off doing things.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. But now we're back.
We're back.
We're back and we're ready to get to it. So this level is going to be a little different because it's a special episode. By special, it means that it's the number 69 and we're children. So we're going to take this. We're going to exactly.
Can't wait for 420.
Exactly. Oh, we already know what we're doing for 420. We've already had those discussions in the background, of course. But we want to take this episode to kind of, talk about some games. We're going to talk about games, but also we want to talk about the podcast. We want to reflect with you guys, talk about some things about the past, what the podcast has been, what it is now, and what we seek for it to become in the future. So that's kind of what we're looking forward to do with this podcast. It's going to be a pretty chill episode, but we're looking forward to it. So, fellas, was there anything else you want to say, add before we really get into it?
I'm ready to jump into the past. We're going to the past. Back to the past, Morty.
Yeah.
Marty?
Where's McFly? Let's go.
Yeah. If you're gonna reference a movie, right? You gotta bring it fully.
What is it? What's the line? We're going back to the past, Marty.
I've never seen Back to the Future. I have no idea.
Jeremy, aren't you a movie guy? That's
Yeah.
that's like an American classic.
It is. I just saw the first
Indiana
3 Indiana
Jones.
Jones movies. I just watched them.
Great movies, right?
I've never seen an Indiana Jones movie.
The first 2 are pretty good. The last one is great. Well, not the last one. The third one.
Great.
Yeah, the third one. The third one.
Okay.
Have Shia LaBeouf.
That's the
the
fourth
fourth
one.
one.
I've not seen that one.
Got it.
I don't plan on watching it. There's another one coming out with super old Harrison Ford. I don't plan on watching that one. So it's going to be just 3 movies for me, as it probably is for most people.
I think you got to see Back to the Future next. I mean, it's an all-timer. It's
can
one of those
say-
movies that
have
people
seen
say
those,
that
and
they can't get remade.
they're worth the watch. I'm
You
not
think
saying
so?
they're not. I don't see being super fans of it, but it's one of those worth the watch movies for sure.
I will say, having after seen Indiana Jones now, if you ask me, do you believe that you have a better understanding and experience of the world of film after seeing those movies, and a respect for the history of it after seeing those movies than you did before? I would say no. I did enjoy them.
I think Back to the Future has just influenced so much of pop culture, cinema, all that stuff that you can still feel those things today. For instance, Rick and Morty is completely based off of that, and so many things reference those movies, not just Rick and Morty, but it's a big franchise. It's iconic, It's iconic. Right. No, it's not. It's maybe it is.
The Beatles changed music, and
yes,
I don't.
Iconic.
But I don't like them at all. I don't like any of their music.
You don't have to like something for it to be iconic. I'm just saying, you wouldn't say the Beatles are oh yeah, they're worth a listen. Well, no, they're one of the greatest.
Yeah, they're not even worth that.
Ever. Well, they're one of the greatest rock bands ever.
Right. I understand what you're saying, David. What you're saying is that your experience and understanding and depth of music, if you listen to it before you listen to the Beatles and after, would be unchanged because they moved the needle for you absolutely for nothing. Nothing. I understand it, right? It's
I do
people
want to
can
know.
say it's great.
There's a movie called Across the Universe where they use the Beatle music. Mm-hmm. I like that movie and the music in that movie.
A lot of people say that part what makes that movie great is the Beatles music
because they redid it.
All right.
Yeah.
Watch the movie Across the Universe. It's an amazing movie. I've watched it at least 10-15 times.
Yeah.
Okay. Well.
Okay.
Well, let's talk video games.
Let's talk video games. I mean, we've been talking movies. I enjoy that conversation.
We do that here.
Yeah, but let's talk video games.
I don't even really love Back to the Future that much. I like it. It's a great movie series.
But yeah, I understand what you're saying though. You have to at least appreciate it.
Yeah. So let's talk. Can I start in the past?
Sure. It sounds like you're the one that's had the most time to play video games.
Edge in the start. Yeah.
Are we talking about what we're playing, or are we talking about the podcast in the past? What are we doing right now?
Well, you know what? I mean, you know what? If you take the lead right now, you let us know what are we going to do right now.
Oh, wow.
All right, we will talk about what we're playing in the present time. So right now I want to talk about the past. So we might have a lot of new listeners. We might have a lot of guys that have been there since episode 1. And if you've been there since episode 1, I want to ask you too if you remember a segment. And it just makes me laugh thinking about it. Mm-hmm. And then everything that surrounds it. And I don't remember what it's called. And I didn't look it up because I wanted to see if you guys would remember.
Is it Champ or Chump?
No.
Champ or Chump, right?
Oh, is that what it was?
Yeah, I knew exactly what you were gonna say.
Is that what it was,
yeah,
Jeremy?
If the boss was
that was the segment, Champ or Chump. Yeah,
it was a one-time segment, right?
Yeah, we did 3 of them.
I think we did 3 of them. Yeah,
that was it.
Okay, I thought we only did one. It was a cornerstone of going into our first episode. We're all right, Champ or Chump. We'll hold off this second.
Yeah,
and looking at it now, it's Jeremy, you play strategy games and simulators, and David, you play live action. You guys never had a chance to do Champ or Chump. There's no bosses in that. So to go into the podcast we're gonna go with this segment, it's just why?
Yeah. It was it was one of those. Yeah, it was one of those ideas of hey, how can we make it hey, let's talk about some of our gamer moments. Trying to go for that edge, but yeah, most of the games I play, I've actually played more games that have bosses when we've no longer done that segment than I had before going into it. Yeah.
I think we thought of it because it seems like a very engaging topic to get listeners to comment and stuff about their experiences.
Yeah, I kind of miss it. I really do. I think about it sometimes and I'm whenever I'm playing a boss in a game, this might make a good boss segment. But I think we could morph that into story time, because something like what Jeremy, you talked about plenty of times in the past, Crusader Kings 3 and your stories in that,
and killing babies. Yeah.
Yes, we should just have a story time segment, not strictly about bosses, but hey, story time. And those are some of the best stories right there, those Crusader Kings ones.
Yeah. You know what would have been it's funny. I forgot we ever even did that segment.
Right.
Elden Ring would have been great for that segment.
Yes.
Right.
Yeah. That's the perfect series for that.
Nothing but a bunch of bosses. I think the Final Fantasy. I think we kind of mentioned some of the Final Fantasy bosses when we. I think you might have done the Final Fantasy boss.
I'm pretty sure that was
Leviathan. The Leviathan.
Yeah.
Final Fantasy 7 remake. Yeah.
Yeah.
That's the only one I remember. Like I said, you guys think we did 3? I don't. I know the Leviathan.
We might have. It might have just been the one.
I only remember one, but I think we did more than one. I can't
remember. Okay.
Yeah. That's,
had to give a shout out to that one because it's been gone forever. It's been gone forever, but we miss you.
Okay, yeah. Cory misses you, champ or chump. R.I.P. I mean, if for David, did you want to go next with pass? Because I have another idea that came up in the for pass.
So guess what game I played yesterday?
Dead by Daylight.
No, even older than that.
Even older than that.
Yeah.
Like a podcast old or just in life old?
In life old.
Okay, because I feel like the podcast was born with Dead by Daylight.
Yes, it was.
Previous, I don't know, Twisted Metal?
Yeah.
Okay, yeah.
I finally played Twisted Metal 2 again.
Does it hold up?
The gameplay, yes, but oh my god, those graphics. You can, like, I get it because the TVs that we have now are just, like, have super small pixels and everything. That game is so god-awful looking. But it's still fun.
Okay, nice. Yeah, that's a Thoughts and Players classic from you, David, for sure.
Yeah.
Yeah. What was the other one? The other classic was, what was the other racing game? We had our segment, Could You Please? Do you guys remember that?
Oh, yeah, F-Zero?
Yeah.
F-Zero.
Yeah,
there you
Could
go.
You
Yeah.
Please?
Yeah.
Wow.
Yeah.
I miss a good Could You Please, man.
If they ever drop an F-Zero game, day one, I'm buying that game.
Day one. He said it.
I don't care if I play it one time. I need it.
I mean, since Cory, you mentioned past segments, I'm going to bring up a past segment that is near and dear to my heart because I thought it was very fun, very funny. But it wasn't just a segment; it was a game. We haven't done that game, and that game is Gamerly Grued. I thought they were fun. I loved editing in the Steve Harvey sound. Having Steve Harvey be a part of our podcast to me it just tickles me. I just think it's the funniest thing.
Listen, we still do games. We're bringing that one back. Like that's gonna be the
that one has a chance.
Episode.
Now I haven't campaigned for that one a lot because there's a lot of editing involved.
Okay.
So there's a lot of splicing in the oh hell no and all the different things like that, right? But whenever I play it back and I listen to it, and like people, if you watch the video version, a little Steve Harvey pops up in the video whenever the sound goes, and you just see it all together. I'm like, this is so stupid that I enjoy it. So yeah, for sure, Gamerly Grued is coming back.
Yeah, I can't wait. I forgot about it. I'm not gonna lie, I just totally forgot it even existed. Like I would have definitely
pushed your creation, part of our games.
I don't know. I mean,
the concept of like a Family Feud game centric.
Well, that wasn't my creation. Family Feud wasn't.
But no, I'm saying, but game centric, right? That's what you were thinking, and I was like, yeah, yes. And I was like, and then we kind of like molded it and edited, and then it became Gamerly Grued with Steve Harvey, which I think for one second,
great.
I changed his name to Heave Starvey because I wasn't sure if there would be any kind of exactly.
For all the money that we make out here.
Yeah.
But Gamerly Grued with Heave Starvey will be back.
I want to talk about an unfortunate casualty that we had on this podcast. Everyone knows I like a good wee-wee. You know, it's just something that someone knows about me. Was it worth it? Mm-hmm. Great segment.
Yeah,
it got us to play new games. It got us to play good
I was going to bring that
up.
It
got us to play bad games, old games, indies, AAA titles. It was something that kind of forced us out of our box.
Yeah.
You know, from time to time. It was like, hey, we're going to play this flight simulator game, the Falconeer. You know, that's not in any of our wheelhouses, really.
Yeah.
And then it was, you know, a AAA title that really wasn't in David's wheelhouse. And we come to realize, like, hey, we really like these games, or we think these games are horrible. And it was fun.
Yeah.
And that was fun. What's that?
I was going to bring that up, too.
Yeah.
Because that was the only thing that really pulls me out of my comfort zone, because all I do is play the same two games.
Yeah. Yeah. I mean,
I found amazing games through that.
It's a great segment. And then, like, I don't know if you ever explained, I guess, for anyone that listened and now still listens and like, wait, why don't you do Was It Worth It anymore? I think it was just a combination of like time restraints, right?
Yeah.
It was a combination of just like time constraints, and again we're small. We're small, so it's not like we're just getting keys or codes thrown at us all the time. So
right. We would want to do the newest games, but we have to buy them the day they come out.
Exactly. That's what I was going to say. Especially if they're a 34-hour game. It takes a week or two
to play through them.
Yeah. Like we can't even complete the game by the time that we record and put it out, and it's not relevant at the point.
Right, 100%. Yeah.
I do miss it though. I do miss it.
Look, I agree.
I tell you, one of my favorite experiences, was it worth it experiences, besides the fact that I think was it worth it, is when we all played Streets of Rage 4, right? I think it's also I also think it's when we all played Valheim, right?
Yep.
Yeah. Yep.
So those weren't my two favorite, but I'm just saying those were two. Yeah. Even though I enjoyed playing games with you guys, my favorite. My
son beat Streets of Rage.
Yeah.
Yeah, and you never did.
I never did. I got to like level 5 or 6 and haven't played it since.
My two favorite are, I think, two of the last ones we did, which were the Falconeer and the Medium. All right. And part of the reason
dodge the Medium?
No.
I think he means favorite as in fun.
Yeah, favorite as in fun. Because
not good.
Okay.
I think we all were kind of pissed with the Medium.
I didn't play it.
David didn't play it.
Oh no? Oh, okay.
It was just me and you.
That's right.
It was just me and you.
Well, you and I were angry with the Medium.
Yes.
I remember, dude, Cory, you were so mad.
But I think, David, you did play the Falconeer, right?
I did.
Oh, that game was horrible.
And here's the thing.
You recommended it, Jeremy.
To this day, I am protective of the Falconeer. To this day. Which is irrational because I don't really care about the game. I haven't played it since we played it. But to this day, if you're like, the Falconeer sucks, I will say, hey, it's a valiant effort. Give it a chance, okay? Don't be too harsh.
Well, I remember, there was the last part I played. It was like a 10-minute thing. You're just flying away, and then all of a sudden, there's these bad guys, and I died, and then you went back to 10-15 minutes. I said, I'm not doing that again.
Horrible. That was one of those. I did not feel bad about quitting way before. Like I had the time in. Like like no matter how long the game is, like we want 5 to 10 hours. Like depending on it. Falconeer was like a 1-hour trip, and I'm like, I'm just done. I'm cutting it. I'm not playing this anymore. It was terrible. And I think Jeremy probably played like an hour and a half and was like, oh, it's okay, and then recommended it. He couldn't even sit through it.
I played way more than an hour and a half, and I still say give it a shot, give it a chance. It's it was a great memory. Another great memory. Speaking of that sticks in my mind. Is Cory's Was It Worth It of Cyberpunk 2077. This guy gets on here, says this game is going to be great. You should buy the game, and then immediately sells his copy.
I didn't sell it. I went back.
Or got it refunded. You immediately got rid of it.
I got it refunded because it was the smart choice. We are on time constraints. And I did not have time to continue playing it. I may go back one day.
I thought you did.
We'll see. I did for the demo.
Yeah.
I'm not throwing money at it. Come on. But that was a great game. Man, so many good ones, so many bad ones. I remember Dragon Ball Z Kakarot just killing me because that was very early on. And I took Was It Worth It very seriously at that moment. I was like, I actually have to beat this game. So I poured my heart and soul into playing that game as quickly as I could, and I did not like it.
Yeah.
But man, lots of good games. I think did I do The Last of Us 2 on there?
I think we all. No, it took me a year to play it.
I think Jeremy watched it.
Jeremy watched it. Jeremy played
it. Yeah. Great game. Did we do Ghost of Tsushima or no? Did we do a Was It Worth It for that?
Yeah.
We did.
I'm pretty sure.
I don't know if we did a Was It Worth It because I feel like that had to be super high. I feel like we did. Maybe
you
not.
both played the crap out of it and constantly talked about it.
Yeah, we had to. I feel like that's one of the top Was It Worth It's of all time. If we actually did it. Now I don't remember.
I have a friend right now. He's actually going through our old episodes. I think it's on level 30 something. So I'll ask him.
Nice.
Yeah, nice. Oh man, that's a good
Good
trip.
segment. Are we any plans of reincarnating it?
We should, and we should do it as like a Patreon episodes or something. Was it worth it? Just was it worth it episodes?
I kind of like that idea.
That's a good idea.
It's a good idea.
That's a good idea. What would be the game?
I'm full of ideas.
Well, if we're doing it through Patreon, I think we could also let Patreon pick our game. I think that's a good idea.
Yeah,
that's a good idea.
It's a good idea.
It's a good idea.
It's a good idea.
It's a good idea.
Black man, woman.
Well,
woman.
of course.
So
of course, actually, we're not gonna forget that.
Yeah, I was gonna say, like, thinking of past stuff. That was like the only thing that was in front of my head was that segment.
Yeah.
Or that game instance.
Yeah, I remember we did a Gamer League. I can't remember if it was the first Gamer League Groot we ever did, but we did a Gamer League Groot of no, we had to do one before.
No, it was there and back again.
Yeah, it was there and back again. It was the one we had to think really fast.
Or quick as you can, as it's
quick
called
as you
now.
can.
Right,
yes.
right. But I was thinking of another game that we had played where it was kind of like interesting is where I did the Game League Groot for hottest male video game character.
Yes.
Which is consistently one of our more consistent performers in videos on YouTube. I mean, it's interesting. Apparently we're providing info that the people want.
We need to do a remake of that video.
We do. Yeah.
I really enjoy all the little inside jokes that we developed over the years.
Mm-hmm.
Jeremy Unknown, water hater, a water racist. Like there was not a water level that Echo. This guy's ever liked. Yes, hates Echo. Hate Echo.
Oh yeah, hate Echo. Yeah, hate Echo. But look, I like water. What's a water game? I like water. I like water games.
Abzu?
Yeah, I like Abzu. I've given Subnautica multiple tries.
And did what with it?
I know what it is. I know what it is. You're building bases in water.
Yeah, that's right. That's true.
Yeah. That's pretty much what it is, Yeah, I hated Echo. I remember, I don't know if it's legendary or not, but you had just this tirade when we were talking one topic against Game Freak that was just insane of how like, hey, I love Pokemon. The Pokemon Company and Game Freak, those guys are trash. But I love this game.
They are.
Isn't that just like horrible?
Yeah, I know.
Just this awesome series, and then these terrible people have it.
I've said it a million times, I think, on this podcast. I hope someone makes a great Pokemon clone that forces them, because unlike EA, they just can't buy the rights to capturing monsters, Like,
right.
People can make those games, and no one made a game that's hit like Pokemon. So I hope it happens because I want that series to be great because the characters are iconic. So we'll see.
It's just like personally, like I would be like afraid to because that is a big boss to beat.
It is for sure. But yeah, known Pokemon
and then just
lover and hater.
Another past moment, which wasn't really on the podcast, I don't think, but it was the moment where David just eviscerated someone on TikTok. And I
think it was about Halo, wasn't it?
It might have been. Yeah. I just remember I was like, I just saw it and I was like, oh my God, David. It was just a focused, precise, precision strike against this individual, Sometimes, like, look, people, you leave comments or whatever, and not just our stuff, just in general out there in the world, you never know what kind of heat's going to come back. And this poor chap posted this comment or whatever on our TikTok and did not expect he was going to get a freaking Scud missile fired at him.
David surprises you sometimes.
Yeah,
he really does.
Myself sometimes. I don't know where it comes from, honestly.
I mean, just like 6 episodes ago, didn't he say he wanted his grandma to die?
He did say that.
Yeah, and it still hasn't happened.
My God.
I need a new bathroom,
The mature innuendos that David throws out there.
Yes.
I mean,
I learned what a TP is.
It's still family friendly because younger people don't understand.
That's true.
Like,
I mean,
if you
that's how
watch
true.
movies,
That's how Pixar is so classic.
exactly. Like, if
Yeah.
you watch movies you watched as a kid, you're like, how is this acceptable?
I
You
mean,
just have no idea.
And in Cars 2, they talked about the Alabama Hot Pocket, right?
Oh God.
I
I don't know what that is, but I know what it is.
That's not a real thing. It's not a real thing. He's just said it. He just said it, but it's not a real thing. It doesn't
Okay.
mean anything at all.
Well, it's not a real thing in Cars 2, but it is a real thing.
Like Alaskan Pipeline.
I don't know
Yeah.
what that is.
Look that one
That's
up.
not.
Don't thank you.
Well, don't look it up. Well, for one, don't look it up on a work computer. I'm assuming. Don't look it up on anything of which your child also uses. Use use a mature adult device. But I guess the past brings us to the present, I guess.
Yes. Yes.
So this has been, I think, month 3 or 4 since we've done the relaunch. Having our conversational episodes and our debate episodes, doing some more things on the YouTube, having our Patreon where we're providing providing exclusive content there. So I mean, I personally feel like we're starting to really hit a stride in regards to like what we're doing and like the quality of our content, and so it just, and some of the feedback that I've received from people, they seem to be digging it, which again is very much appreciated. So
so appreciative.
Yeah, but I would go ahead.
So I think the way that we used to be, it was a very, very small incline. Like, we weren't trying to climb up a mountain, but it was like, an angled driveway. But now I feel like it's the other way. Like, it's a very slight angle down, so like an avalanche can happen at any time,
Yeah.
It's a lot smoother and better, and I like what we're doing.
I feel what you're saying.
I love the conversations. I love how it's free form, and we can bring a topic each that we find interesting or just goofy or just like informative. We're not beholden to Ubisoft announcing a game that really none of us care about, and we're having to talk about it.
Right.
Or God forbid, like the sexual assault cases.
Yeah, none of us even brought up the news section.
Yeah, because no one misses it. That's why.
Yeah, right.
I always have like 6 topics, and we talk about like one of them, and that was it.
Yeah, right. And like did all the research to figure this stuff out and be like, it's just not that interesting.
Yeah.
Like, now we can talk about whatever we want.
Right. It's kind of like allowing us to just be freer in regards to like what like us choosing our constraints, is that we're not trying to be a video game news part, like podcasts or whatever like that. Like we're not trying to be video games media. We're just trying to be a podcast where we talk about video games, and that's all we're doing. So sometimes it's going to be like very topical things, like all the Xbox stuff that happened and some of the Starfield stuff, because like that's what we're excited about. That's what we want to talk about, and it just happens to be topical. But there's obviously been like some episodes where we've talked about games that like aren't new at all, or we're talking about different things that it's just a completely different lane, because that's what we want to talk about. But yeah, not trying to do all that. I mean, it didn't help that when we were doing the news, basically every single video game company was having sexual assault happen. That was kind of insane. If you think about like when we were launching it, it's a setting. But when you think about it, we had Riot Games kind of getting over their thing, Ubisoft, Activision Blizzard, like all that's it was nutty. And it's like, well, it's news. We got to report on it because it's news, and it's like all the things that's on top of IGN or GameSpot or the Kotaku, anywhere you want to go, So it's like, but we're like, hey, it's the Kotaku. I call it the Kotaku. I call it a Kotaku.
Oh my God! It took me like a half a second to realize what you were talking about.
Kotaku and Polygon. That's what I call them. All right, I'm not. This is full on disrespect for me. I'm sorry.
They deserve it.
It's hilarious.
IGN. I should have called them Igan. That's what I usually do. This is all disrespect. Yeah.
I like it.
But yeah, so not being able to have to do that stuff, concentrate on the games, what we're playing, and hopefully like providing just a better kind of like, I don't know, like like we're having a conversation with our listeners. Like we're not just reporting to them, but we're just having a conversation that they feel like they're a part of and that they can contribute to. I think is like what we really want to do.
About what we're passionate about. Like
exactly.
That's the big thing. Like, I can only use my own examples, but when I asked you guys what a 10 out of 10 game meant to you, like I'm very passionate about like what's that masterpiece look like to you guys. So and you guys have brought in your topics that you are very interested in. It's no longer like, let's get passionate about this Xbox buying Activision and they're in court. It's like, how many times can we show like enthusiasm towards that? Because if we were still doing news, that would have been every single episode for the last 2-3 months at this point. So it's very exciting to do the podcast.
Mm-hmm.
Not that it wasn't before, but it's even more so now.
Yeah, 100%. Because we're talking about what we want to talk about. Like you said, we have passion about it. When we talked about Xbox for 2-3 weeks, I'm passionate about Xbox. You know what I'm saying?
Right.
So when they're effing up, I want to call them out and say, hey, stop doing that. And when they're doing something good, I'll be the first one to say, hey, you guys are doing good.
Keep doing that.
Keep doing that. Yeah.
The do's and don'ts from Jeremy.
Yeah, it's great. I think another thing that I'm really enjoying and appreciating with the podcast now is, like you were saying, the conversations. But I also feel like, we've had time together. So just the conversations and the way that we develop the inside jokes and the references and all that stuff, it just feels natural. We aren't trying to create anything.
Yeah.
Which
that's right, Jeremy.
Oh, there you go. It's just ruined it.
That was on point though.
Yeah.
That was on point.
It was on point. Unfortunately, it was very well timed. Very well timed. So we did mention in the present that we were gonna, I guess, mention possibly some games we're presently playing.
Yeah.
I haven't really played a lot. I can offer some of what I've played.
Okay.
And kind of like get myself out the way really quick. So
all right.
I've really only played, not really, now that I think about it, I've played 3 games. The game that I started playing, it did not beat, that I expected to have beat by now, and it did not beat, is Inside. So I still have to finish doing that, but I'm not too far from that. I'm almost there. The second game I've been playing is City Skylines because I'm getting the itch.
I was just saying, you're getting ready.
I'm watching a lot of City Planner plays. And so, you watch a couple of his episodes, you're like, I want to go build a metropolis. And then, of course, you like, jump out after 2 hours. And then the other game I've been playing, Colony Sim developed by Clay called Oxygen Not Included. I don't know if you guys have heard of that.
I have heard of that.
Okay, so I've been playing
RimWorld type thing.
RimWorld type of game, right?
Okay, yeah, cool.
It's more side scrolly, right? You're building a colony inside of an asteroid, essentially. I've always wanted to play that game. It was on sale for $7, so I picked it up, and I wanted another game to play on my Steam Deck. So I've been playing that on the Steam Deck. I can usually get about an hour and a half, 2 hours out of it before I got to charge the thing. So that's mostly what I've been playing.
Does it control pretty good on there?
It does.
Okay, because I've been looking to kind of like get a RimWorld or an Oxygen Not Included or a Factorio on the Steam Deck, and I was kind of wondering like how they do, because I know mouse and keyboard is best. But
yeah, I've tried RimWorld on the Steam Deck too, and Oxygen Not Included, because it is kind of like 2D. It just controls a little easier.
Okay, awesome.
Yeah. But there's another game called, I think, Stranded Alien Dawn. Have you heard about that one?
I have not.
That one's kind of like a more more realistic RimWorld, essentially. So that's another one I think to check out too. But I don't know how that plays on Steam Deck. But Oxygen Not Included is what I've mostly been playing. I've probably put about 4 or 5-ish hours into that. So I plan on putting in more with that. But I also plan on finishing Inside, because I really did enjoy that game. And I have to stop myself from buying more games on the Steam sale right now. But that's pretty much it for what I've been playing. So
David, take it away, man.
Yeah, I'll jump in. But before I do, so you're talking about horror games. So I just want to mention, because I heard this. So the whole submarine fiasco that happened, there's a horror game about being trapped in a submarine, and the sales for that game spiked when all that was going down. And they're like, I feel very weirdly off about this.
Yeah.
The creator of the game. And I think that's hilarious.
Yeah, it's kind of morbid.
It is morbid.
But as I said earlier, I was playing Twisted Metal 2 yesterday. I was looking up the codes for like the levels for people so I can just beat the last level and watch the stories again, since I've beaten it legit before. And there's codes. I didn't know there was God mode. I didn't know there was infinite machine gun, whatever. I didn't know there was infinite turbo. I was like, holy crap.
I thought that's how you're supposed to beat those games. It's so hard.
I beat them legit with everybody back then.
Wow.
So I mean that was fun, but the copy that I have, it froze on one of the movie things, so that was a little upsetting. But I've been mostly playing Overwatch. I made it to Diamond. I've been stuck in Plat in all of them.
Who do you main in Overwatch 2?
Overwatch, it's open queue, the one, because they have the original comp where you have to pick tank, DPS, or healer, and then there's open comp, which is what the game originally was. So you just play whoever you want, really, and that's the one I got Diamond in. I usually play Moira, Kiriko, Mei, Sim, Zarya, Doomfist, and Monkey.
Half the rest. Wait, who's in Monkey?
No, just Monkey. Winston.
Hit
He has a first name, bro. Come on, Monkey.
All the Monkey. Everyone's a Monkey one. Monkey one.
Oh my gosh.
It's to say Monkey than it is Winston.
Hit Monkey is the 2000s Kung Fu movie starring Donnie Yen.
Hey, what do you call Doomfist? Black guy? Hey, black guy. Mercy.
There you go.
Like, what are you doing here? Have some respect.
Well, you just say Doom. Doom 1.
Okay. All right. I'm in the wrong.
That's what
I apologize. So I said I've had this week off. Me and my wife have been playing a ton of Diablo 4. Getting those legendaries, going through the dungeons, killing guys, rinse, repeat. Diablo.
Have you found any of the legendary items that Blizzard had to come out and say like, hey, these are in the game. They do exist.
I mean, no, because if I did, I would have sold my accounts and just made, the 10 grand or whatever they probably would have go for. I heard they're so rare that it's like statistically like no one's found one yet out of the millions and millions and millions of players. So, So if I do find one, I'll let everyone know by quitting the podcast and my job. But no, I've been playing a lot of that. Really enjoy it. I think we're up to level 40, which is, pretty decently high. I think we're out at Act 1. I don't know. It's kind of weird how this whole thing is going. Old Diablos used to like transport you to a whole new different region, but the entire map is open for you to kind of explore. So, what act am I on? I don't know. We're going through dungeons, fighting bosses. Street Fighter 6, I haven't played it all. Should have never bought it yet. Could have bought it on a sale later. Breath of the Wild, I've played a tiny bit. I definitely want to play more. I played Final Fantasy 16 demo. Really enjoyed it. Then I bought Final Fantasy 16 like I said I wouldn't.
Yep.
But man, guys, you should have seen. Hilarious. It's got some of the best reviews. I read a lot of them. They were great. It talks about the story. This is Jeremy, I recommended you play the demo. I know you're very busy. I still recommend you play it. It's a very, very mature take on Final Fantasy. A lot of people do compare it to like Game of Thrones, and like I see those comparisons 100%.
Yeah, my roommate, he played a little bit and told me the story, and that makes sense.
Yeah, the boss battles have been like really well done. A couple of them have been super epic. The music is just beautiful Final Fantasy music, kind of reimagined into like this more medieval sort of theme. Story seems extremely promising so far. I'm only about 4 hours in because I have 4 games I'm juggling. Right. and the game I've been playing the most besides that has been Hunt Showdown.
Yeah,
because my buddy got a PS5. My buddy Eric, and he wanted to play Hunt, so we've been playing Hunt every night for an hour or so. You guys are both familiar with it. I've talked about it on the podcast before, and Jeremy at your barbecue, we talked about it. Really good game, David. I still attest that you would really enjoy that one. Look it up if it's on sale. It goes on sale a lot, I believe. It might be $40 now, but it's a really good game. Extremely tense, and it rewards like smart play. And we've just been killing it. I think yesterday there's 12 people on the map, including yourselves. I think me and Eric finished with 6 kills out of the 12 people on the map, including us. So really 6 out of 10. Awesome feeling. Really enjoy that game. And that's what I've been playing. Only those 5 games.
Only those 5 games.
Yeah. And guys, like I actually do have a problem. Like I have a problem, right? Like I shouldn't have bought Final Fantasy.
Right.
And like the hits aren't stopping. Well,
no, I think you shouldn't have bought Street Fighter.
I shouldn't have bought Street Fighter. That is true. But I'm such like a huge fan. I was like, I'll play it. But like we have Baldur's Gate 3 coming up. Mm-hmm. I heard that the date just got moved up to August 3rd.
Oh wow.
And then we have Armored Core. So
it's too many games.
I'm gonna have to skip both those guys. I'm gonna have to skip both of them. Trust me on this one.
You're not though. You're not though. I don't.
Trust me.
I don't, because you asked us to do it last time and you failed. So no, I'm not gonna trust you. We're gonna fire up an episode and you're gonna say, guys, I bought Armored Core and Baldur's Gate 3, and
I'm still playing Diablo and Breath of the Wild and Final Fantasy 16. It'll end at some point.
Right.
All right.
Oh yeah, it is. When is Armored Core?
Mid-August.
You know what? I'm fine with that. I'm fine. Wait, no,
I'm not picking it up.
I'm not fine with that. I was going to be fine with it because I'm like, I can play Armored Core until Starfield comes out. But they moved up Starfield to September. I think it's like September 6th. So that's 2 weeks for Armored Core?
I forgot about Starfield this year.
And then Starfield September, October, and then November.
October for me is Spider-Man.
October is Spider-Man. Is Spider-Man.
Yeah. And then not that I'm probably going to buy this day one, but the new 2D Mario game is October 20th.
Oh, yeah. I saw something about that.
It's just been a great year. It's been a really, really, really good year.
They're doing that with Sonic, too.
Yeah, and Sonic looks amazing.
Sonic Legacy, whatever.
No,
I don't remember, but yeah, it's like the old Sonic, but like with today's graphics.
Yeah.
It looks
it looks really good.
Well, I've got City Skylines 2 in November. So
yeah.
I've been holding off, but what I was saying before was that like I gotta go ahead and pull the trigger on Diablo 4. That's all I've been thinking about is
really
possibly buying and playing that game. Yeah.
Full price?
I don't wanna.
Well, here's the deal. You said you were gonna buy City Skylines at full price.
Yeah.
But it's on Game Pass, right?
Right.
So you can kind of move money around. You got a full price
City
game.
City Skylines full price is $50.
Oh, that's not bad. That's not even full price anymore.
Don't you want to support that company, right? Or do you not?
He doesn't care. He'll do Game Pass. He doesn't care.
No, I do. I do actually want to support them.
Okay.
So that's the conundrum, of course. I don't know, man. But yeah, I've been thinking like, man, I think I really want to play Diablo 4. I haven't bought any new games.
She's not into Diablo. She's not.
She hasn't really played it. I think she would give it a try though. She's down to give stuff a try. I don't know if that would be right up her alley. Oh, snaps.
Like I said, great couch co-op game.
Yeah. When is Assassin's Creed Mirage dropping?
Oh, that can't even be thought of. But that's August, or that's October, I believe. But that's
there's a release date already. I don't remember.
That's for you, but like I can't even think about that. There's too many games. Too many games.
There's too many games, man.
Too many games in the future.
So, I mean, if you do get it, either way for Cory, are you gonna try and get your name on their whatever, trying to get your hardcore mode up to level 100? I think it's like the first 100 to do it get like a special mention or something. Or is it
I think it's done.
That's done already? Oh wow, that was
fast. I don't know. I honestly I don't know if it's done, but I know a few people have done it, streamers and stuff. So if streamers are doing it, I'm sure the common folk are also doing it.
Got some hardcore folks.
I watched this video. This guy died on level 99.
Oh,
it just hurt.
Yeah, I couldn't do it. Yeah, I couldn't do that. No way. I'd be too heartbroken.
Well, you mentioned the future, looking forward. So I guess let's talk about the future. What are we What do we see the future being for us with the podcast? What are you thinking?
I want to, at least at one point in time, do a live broadcast at a convention.
Ooh.
Like there was, a podcast at Motor City Comic Con. I'm sure there's podcasts at anime conventions. Like if we can, like not E3, but like a E3 type convention, if we could go and do like a live podcast and like talk to listeners and do our usual stuff, I think that'd be really cool.
I like that.
I love that goal.
I really like that. Yeah, that'd be super cool.
I love that goal a lot.
It'd be super cool.
Jeremy, what about you, man?
I don't. I think the future. One of the things I would like to do in the future is bring back something that we got rid of in the past, and that is the Indie Story podcast that we were doing.
Yes, right. I loved those. Those were so fun.
So I would like to. Obviously, the goal going forward is to continue growing the podcast, continue giving you guys the content you want, right? Building that support system. Trying to create things that you guys want to, engage in and do things like that. I look at something like, you guys familiar with like Linus Tech Tips and stuff? And he does like a LTX, I think it is, like a Linus conference thing of like people who are fans of like the brands and the shows. I would love to do something like that where it's like we have some kind of event we're doing where we're just giving our supporters stuff. Like we're not trying to get anything in return. It's just we're hooking you guys up with games, or we're hooking you guys up with merch or whatever else, and we're like having conversations, and we're like, just trying to create this kind of community where we can candidly talk about games that we enjoy. When these companies bleep up, and they're companies, we can candidly talk about that and say, hey, you guys suck. It's okay, but you suck right now, right? And not have it be like you're harassed. Like we're not trying to do all that. We're just trying to have candid, open conversations. All of us here, we're working adults. We got bleep to do, and games has happened to be a thing a hobby that we have passion about. So I want to be able to kind of share that and have that whole thing happen. But part of that is having all that and building all that would be able to support something like an Indie Story, where we can talk to these 1, 2, 3 person developer people that are having that same passion about games they're developing, and be able to have conversations about their process and their journey, right? Not just like pimping out the game and saying, hey, you should buy this. This game might suck, but like, hey, look out for this, and just hear this person's story, hear how they overcame something and is using their passion for games to do that. This may be something that connects with you. Maybe you secretly have a passion for working in games or reviewing games or doing something like that, or maybe a passion about something else, but having the confidence to take that step and go forward and embrace and follow your passion, I think is something that that I really want to help. I want to help drive and hope it permeates our community and give that to everyone else. So
I agree.
You guys have good goals, man.
Try. You gotta have good goals.
You have to set your ambition for something.
They got to be smart goals.
Yes. Right. Feasible.
What I was going to say about the future of this podcast is the reason I joined this podcast because I really love talking games. And, we all knew each other before this podcast. I definitely say we became friends through this podcast, like good friends. And it's fun to talk video games with you guys. A lot of fun. And I want to see that expanded to our listeners, and I want our listenership to grow. But most importantly, I want to be able to kind of like directly respond to them. I want maybe a Discord channel. I want something where, we have a hive mind of people just discussing kind of, Jeremy, what you were talking about, even David, kind of what you were talking about. I want like-minded people or unlike-minded people just to come in, discuss, and just enjoy this hobby with us. That's what I want. I want more people so I can talk to them because I love talking. I love whenever I get a message from somebody that says like, hey, man, your podcast was doing good. It's not even about the podcast doing good. It's like, and what do you think about this game? Or like, how you doing in this game? And, and they message me because they know I do a podcast. Because I don't get messages from random people that don't listen to the podcast, but people that listen will message me and be like, hey, what do you think of this game? And I love talking games. I'm like, oh man, I'm so excited about this. I'm playing this. I like doing this, and it's an awesome feeling, and it's kind of like a high. It's like, whew, so cool to talk about them. So that's what I want. I want way more interaction with people that
100%.
that want to be involved. And if you don't want to be involved and you just love listening and kind of going about your day or your week, totally fine. I love interacting with people.
Like one of the biggest supporters are lurkers. Twitch. If Shroud, for instance, he has 40,000 people watching him at a time. Only 1,000, 2,000 people are talking. Yeah. The rest are just supporting quietly, but people interacting and giving us games for legally guessing. You had one of your friends. I have one of my friends that we haven't done it yet. Whenever we have the next one, we're it's going to be used. But I think that's just really cool. They're like, hey, what about this? Hey, what about that? How do you feel about this? It's really cool.
Yeah. I like to hear.
I feel you.
Yeah, the more feedback, the more conversations we're having, the better. I really enjoy when we get positions that are challenged. I have opinions, and a lot of them, some of them are well founded. A lot of them aren't. I love when I see a comment that says oh, hey, are you sure about this? Or I don't necessarily agree with this, and this is why, right? Then I can have those conversations. Even when we have social media posts or something where someone one of the popular feedback clips was when we were talking about what was the best controller, right? And a lot of people were saying, well, actually, I think this controller was having, whatever. And some of those people had great ideas, and we were able to have those conversations, and they were great. Some of them people were wrong, but I was able to have a conversation with them. They were wrong, and we had a good time. You know what I'm saying?
Right.
So, yeah, 100%. Hearing more, and that's part of the reason we're trying to cultivate that more in the Patreon, of just putting polls out there, providing exclusive content, trying to curate that community and have a voice to have the conversation with, And
another good example was the thing that we made about Redfall, right?
Yes.
Yeah.
And somebody's like, I like this game. It's a good game. For them, it is. And if they put 100 hours into it, that's amazing. They're still playing video games. They're still having a good time.
Exactly. That's the whole thing.
It's a god-awful game.
It's a bad game. But if you're having fun with it, then who cares?
Yeah, and how you guys are always saying sport gamers are stupid.
Sport gamers
as
are
you
dumb.
both play sport games.
We're stupid.
It's amazing.
Well, hold on. I take umbrage with this. I don't consistently play sports games. I don't go out there and buy the sports games all the time. Okay. But yeah, sports gamers are dumb. And guess what, guys? It's okay. It's okay. You know what I'm saying? Well, I mean, technically, it's not okay because your support of bad business practices is infesting the rest of the industry. But still, you're all right.
Might as well say the same thing for COD gamers then.
I didn't say it.
I mean, someone has to. So go ahead, David.
No. It is. It's been milked, man. But hey, if they spent 1,000 hours on it, more power to you. I respect it.
Yeah, it's just been a. Oh, go ahead. I'm sorry.
I was just saying, I guarantee you there's a lot of people that talk trash about Apex, and I will probably agree with them as I put another 1,000 hours into it.
There you go.
That's insane. I still can't believe you gave Apex a 7 out of 10.
Yeah, there's still stuff wrong with it. I have
no sense. It makes no sense. But yeah, I don't know, guys. It's been episode 69.
Nice.
Kind of a big milestone. And for anyone that's gone on any of the podcast services, you see, we haven't done 69 episodes. We've done how many more than that?
It's probably
at least almost about double, right?
Because it's 100 and something. Yeah.
Yeah. So we put a lot of effort into this podcast. We all really enjoy doing it. I can't wait to do another 69 episodes at the very least. So,
David, like you said, episode. Well, obviously the next big one, 100.
100.
Right.
And then the next big one, 150. Then the next big one, 420. Right. So that's how it's going.
200 and 300 and 400.
100%. 100%.
Okay.
No one cares about those.
Sure.
Let's see, guys. Did we have a game, or did we kind of want to transition to final thoughts on this one? How are you feeling?
We can transition to final thoughts. I think or unless David wants to do his friend's legally guessing.
Oh, I mean, I can. Let me Let me look at it real quick.
Okay.
All right. Well, ladies and gentlemen, chickens, ducks, and hens, we are getting a round of legally guessing that David will be bartending. So, legally guessing is 20 questions, one guess. I cannot express enough how wrong I always get that, and how my mind immediately says, "Oh, you get 20 guesses, one answer." That's not how it works. It's 20 questions, one guess.
I mean, we always get the answer. So, you got it, David?
Yes.
Not unless
was
you're picking
this game?
Chromehounds.
Yeah, or Animaniacs, the bowling game.
Hey, like I said, I was gonna make it an easier one, but you called me out, so I said, "All right, here we go."
I'm interested in what your friend has to pick, because when I let a friend pick, you guys thought it was a little cheap. I thought it was a great game. I thought it was a good pick.
This is gonna be a little easier, but I think it's still gonna be a difficult time.
Okay. Was this game made in the last 20 years?
Yes.
Okay. Is this game a Nintendo exclusive?
It is not.
Okay. That's a tough one. Is this game is this game currently out on current gen? Currently out on current gen. I won't say backwards compatible counts.
I have to say yes.
Okay.
He has to say yes. What is this?
Yes. Okay,
so it's a live. Is it like a live game? Maybe like a Fortnite, Apex,
like a live service game? You're thinking?
No.
Well, no, we're not asking that. Get out of here. It's not a question.
Then that's a freebie. Sorry, my bad. How many is that though? Is that 3?
That's 3.
That's 3.
Okay.
I'm keeping count.
All right, thank you. I appreciate it.
So he already said that it's not a Nintendo exclusive. It might not be an exclusive at all, right?
Right. But it might be.
Right. What kind of non-exclusive game would be 20 years old and still going?
No, it was just made within the last 20 years.
Oh, made within the last 20 years.
So it could have been made 1 year ago.
That's correct.
But I'm confused about he would have to say yes for current gen.
Yeah.
Like it crossed gens.
Maybe.
I don't.
Was this game? Should I do like another time frame question?
I think that's a good idea. I was going to do like 10 years, but you can even. Yeah.
Was this game made within the last 10 years?
No.
Okay.
So between 20 and 11. So what year would that be?
That would be between 2003
to 2003 to 2013.
Yeah, 2000.
Are we looking at maybe like a Skyrim or something? Like,
right.
You could kind of look at that. It's not a current gen game, is it? Is there a PS5 version
of Skyrim?
Yeah.
I don't know. No. Wait a minute. But you know what there is though. But you know what?
Witcher 3?
No, Witcher 3 isn't. Is Witcher 3 2013?
I don't know.
It was like
2016.
But wasn't 2000 either 2011 or 2013? Grand Theft Auto though, right?
That's good.
Right?
That's good. Yeah. I mean, it's over 10 years old, and it's a current gen game, which doesn't add up. Yes.
Exactly.
Oh man. I don't know what the question here. Do you play as a human being?
Let's see. I read that.
I don't like that at all because Grand Theft Auto you can only play as a person in Grand Theft Auto.
No, you do not play as a human being. Interesting.
You can control some though.
You don't play as one, but you can control them.
Correct.
This is like
current.
This is a 20.
Listen, if it's a PC exclusive, they're all current gen, baby.
Should we say is it a?
I don't think he would have counted that, but maybe I don't know. I don't think he would have did that. But who knows?
There's only one way to find out.
It's not Switch exclusive.
No.
Does this have exclusivity to any platform?
Yes.
Okay.
It's an effing PC game, Jeremy.
Yeah, it has to be. Right? It has to be.
Is this exclusive to the PC platform?
Yes.
Okay.
I don't like your friend. Why did he pick this?
It's
the Jeremy show.
I don't know.
We're 6 questions in. We're doing good. It's a PC exclusive made
PC
10 to 20 years ago.
Made 10 to 20 years ago. And you aren't a person, but you control people.
Okay. So, man, this is tough. Tough.
So that could be. I mean, that has to be
a
like
strategy game.
A strategy game, I would think, right?
Yeah, I would think so too, but not guaranteed. It could be.
It could be like a Lemmings game or something like that, like a line or something.
Yeah.
I mean, it's okay. I'm gonna ask if it is a strategy game, because that seems to be the most natural place. Is this game hold on? Now, should I specify the subgenre? Like,
no.
Is this game a strategy game?
Yes.
Okay. All right.
Okay. Alrighty. Well, if we're talking 11 to 20-year-old strategy games,
that's right. You got this.
Yeah, that's right up your alley, man.
Yeah, there's still a lot out there, though. All right, so you control people. I'm assuming like soldiers, right? It has to be soldiers, right? Okay, maybe I asked about publisher specific stuff.
I think maybe you can also start doing subgenres.
Okay.
Would this be considered a 4X strategy game?
What?
Explore.
Is that the name of the strategy?
No, it's the subgenre. The 4X's, I think, is explore, expand, exterminate, and something else. And yeah.
I'm just gonna go with no.
Think of like Civilization.
Yeah.
That's a 4X.
Okay, well, I'm gonna go with no.
Okay.
That's not under the genre.
It's a super popular term in the board gaming world. Just saying.
Is it a real-time strategy game?
Yes.
Okay.
RTS. Was this made by Blizzard?
That was my next thought.
No.
Really?
I was thinking StarCraft 2. I don't know if the date lined up.
Me too.
It felt good.
Was this game published by Electronic Arts?
Yes.
Okay.
Wow.
So now we're in Command & Conquer territory. We're in Command & Conquer. You gotta be.
Okay. I mean, we should just find out if it's part of that series. I'm gonna just ask it so I look kind of good.
Okay.
David, is this part of the Command & Conquer franchise?
No.
God dang it! You set me up, Jeremy. You set me up, you SOB.
My bad. That's my bad.
Could it be like what's the one where you play as like a villain? Dungeon Keeper?
Oh yeah, yes. There's
I don't know if that's an RTS though. Is it?
I wouldn't technically define it as that.
We have the Lord of the Rings. We have the Lord of the Rings RTS.
Was that EA though?
Battle for Middle Earth 2. It was 100%. I see the twinkle in David's eye. He's like, Cory's getting it. I think it's it. Yeah. Is this? No, he just shook his head. I don't know. Yeah, Battle for Middle Earth 2 is 100% a EA RTS Lord of the Rings game. So
is this
keep that on the back burner?
Does this game have a Lord of the Rings theme?
Or the front burner?
No.
It doesn't.
Set you up.
Now there's another game, right?
Okay.
I'm gonna ask this question. Do you have a large animal as a pet in this game?
We're at 14 questions, by the way, now after that one.
I think yes.
Okay. So one of my other favorite strategy games that I can't get to work on a new PC is Black and White 2. No. Oh, darn it. The movies is one though. The movies.
No, it's not an
he just made it more complicated.
No, it's not an RTS.
No, I had it. And then
he's also kind of more of a sim. But no, Black and White is a God game. So you're like your God, you control. So they had Black and White and Black and White too.
That'd be considered RTS. I never played it. I would have thought 4X, but I never played it on.
No, because usually 4X games are turn based. This isn't turn based.
Okay. Okay.
You control people. You control armies. You control a big old lion or wolf or bear as your is it your deity pet? And 2003 to 2013, that fits. I have it over there. I actually have the game disc. So maybe that's it.
I go for it.
Maybe that's it.
One way to find out.
Was this game developed by Lionhead Studios?
Yes.
Oh boy.
We got it.
Oh boy.
We got it. Is this game?
Hold on. What's your friend's name?
Deacon.
Okay. Go ahead, Jeremy.
Is this game a sequel?
Yes.
Oh, ooh, we're just using.
Or you go ahead and say it. You go ahead and say it, man. You go ahead and say it.
Is this game Dungeon Keepers 2?
No.
Jeremy, I can't take the credit. You take the credit, bro. I can't. You won this for us. I'm not gonna take the credit. Go on.
That was well done. That was well done. You're on a roll today, Cory.
Thank you.
Is this
69.
game? Is this game
nice.
The legendary Black and White 2?
Yes.
Take that, Deacon. In your face.
Such a good game. Such a good game.
I feel like Deacon just made Jeremy like really happy bringing that game up.
He did.
He said he loved this game.
Yeah. Deacon loves this game.
He said it was such a fun game to play back in the day.
Oh yeah.
Okay.
You know what?
And if your name's Jeremy Brown, it's still fun to play today.
It's a fun game to play now. If you have a Windows 7 PC, or if you make it.
Windows
7. That's fantastic. Thank you, Deacon, for that game. Personally,
that was a fun. That was a great pick. Actually,
it was a great.
I told you guys, like I
that was a good one.
A doable one.
Yeah,
that's like right there in the middle. Enough people know it. You can figure it out. It's not too easy, like I've done a couple times. It's not impossibly hard, like Chrome Hounds. Great pick.
It is much better than Chrome Hounds. I can't remember if Peter Molyneux helped develop that one. If he did, good job there. But still, you screwed us with Fable. That is it for Legally Guessing, which means we're on to Final Thoughts, where we give a final thought we want to make about something that can be related or unrelated to the podcast episode. So, who would like to give their final thought first?
I'll go.
Alrighty.
All right. So, if you guys are watching the episode, I have this robe I got from Electric Forest. It's very vibrant, colorful, and everything. I love it. It's very soft. And Electric Forest was amazing. I recommend if you like the music at all. And they also have smaller stages for like jam bands and stuff. It's a great time. The part that's actual, like the forest, has so many different activities. It's just dusty, so I recommend wearing some sort of mask if it really gets to you. Like people with asthma and stuff have a hard time. Shout out to Millennium. I was right up against the rail pretty much. Amazing show. It's my final thought.
All right. I'll go next. If you guys are watching this podcast and you know I'm not wearing anything. Hey. Actually, my final thought 69.
Nice.
My final thought is a month ago, maybe a month and a half ago, I mentioned like painting miniatures, and I finally did it. I did my first one 2 days ago. I think it went excellent. I'm very proud of my work. It was very difficult. It is so precise. I do not. It's downstairs, but I will post pictures on our Facebook and probably Twitter as well. But man, it was really fun to do. David, I think at some point for one of your final thoughts was like, just try something, just do it. You know, you can do it or something. And like, I was so nervous going into it, and I just did it. Followed the little steps in the little book that they provided in the starter kit.
All you can do is mess up and learn.
Right. And the second one I painted, I did mess up. So, but
It's
that first
gonna
one,
happen.
a lot of fun. So I'm glad I did it. Repeating what David said a month or two ago, just go out there, try something. Try something.
I will say, if you mess up, in most cases, you just learn. In some cases, if you mess up, you're in a poorly built submarine, bad things happen.
Jeez.
My final thought is that, I've talked before. You guys know that Ghost of Tsushima is one of my favorite games.
Mm-hmm.
One of my favorite games ever. And fortunately, I have learned, after having pre-ordered it 2 years ago, that my Jin Sakai figurine is close to being ready to being shipped. That I'd ordered it 2 years ago from GameStop. A Modern Icons Jin Sakai, 5.5-inch statuette miniature thing, and never heard about it. It was supposed to have came out last year. Never heard about it. And then all of a sudden, I got an update saying, "Hey, we're trying to process your order, but the payment method is incorrect." To which I'm like, "Well, yeah, of course. It's been 2 years." So I was able to get that corrected. And so I'm looking forward to getting my Jin Sakai figurine 2 years after I ordered it. I have a feeling that I'm going to be able to, I will be able to order and have my Starfield controller before that comes, but I'm at least going to get it. So I will have finally a figurine or something to represent or have that references one of my favorite games ever. So,
all right, awesome, man. Can we expect a picture of that maybe on the Facebook and Twitter, maybe? All right, I'm looking forward to it.
Absolutely.
Cool.
I'll do a short little unboxing video.
I thought my KO edition of Scott Pilgrim took long. That was almost a year. But that's insane.
2 years. I straight up, I just figured they just weren't making it anymore. And then I got an email saying, "Hey, we can't process your charge." And I'm like, and they're like, "For this." And I'm like, "This exists still? Like, you guys are still doing this?" I'm like, "All right, well, what?" Yeah. That's my final thought.
That's a good final thought.
It's a good final thought. Finally, some good stuff coming.
Yeah.
I am struggling with the Starfield controller because I already have enough Xbox controllers and I don't need another one, but we'll figure it out.
It's so pretty.
It is, isn't it? It's gorgeous. That leads us to the end of level 69 of the Thoughts and Players podcast. If you like what you heard, please follow the podcast on your preferred podcast service. Subscribe to us. You can also follow us on the socials, like Facebook, at facebook.com/Thoughts and Players. Like us all one word. We are also on Instagram at Thoughts.Players. We are on TikTok. We are on the YouTube, where we post video versions of our podcast. We are on the Twitter at ThoughtsPlayer2. And you've heard us mention it before. We have a Patreon. If you want to support your boys, make sure you check that out. We've got a $2, $5, and $7 tier with a bunch of exclusives and nice perks. But that isn't it.
Should we mention merch? Like, we don't mention it.
We should mention merch. We also have merch that's available. You can check it out. Maybe you want to check out the David What Up collection, or perhaps you heard Cory mention black guys earlier. Check out the black guy woman collection.
Nobody can wear that shirt.
Yes, they can. 100% they can. All right, or just our regular Thoughts and Players merch. But we do have something special that's going on because this is a special episode. We are doing a special giveaway. Now we've each.
Oh yeah.
Exactly.
I forgot already.
We each have talked about certain games we like to play, right? And so what's going to go on is that we're going to have one lucky winner that is going to get a tri-pack of games. A tri-pack, 3. Now, again, they're all specific to us. So we're going to briefly describe the games you'll be getting that represents us, that when you play them, you can think of that person as you play them. Now, I'll go first. For mine, you're getting a game that I play and I've talked about before and I'm super excited about. The sequel's coming soon. You're going to get some City Skylines. That's right. If you win, one of those games will be City Skylines. Guys, what do they win? What do they get from you guys if they win?
Let's throw it out there. You want to go?
Yeah, I'll go. So
go ahead.
For me, the game I'm picking is a sweet little indie that a lot of people have played, but maybe you haven't yet, called Celeste. It is a pixelated platformer that is extremely tough, extremely fun, so fluid. You have such control over Madeline is her name. In the air and moving around. It's just so much fun. Great little story too. Deals with anxiety and being afraid and just kind of overcoming those fears. So simply one of the greatest indies to ever be made.
For sure. Yeah.
All right. Speaking of indies, my game is going to be Omno. It's puzzle platformer. Does that sound good? Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
And like I've stated many times, amazing music. The world is beautiful. The story is great, and it's a shorter game, like 4 hours, 3.5 hours. So whoever wins, I'm excited for you. I love it.
Yeah. I feel like all those kind of fit us, right? Like Omno. I would say that people possibly would see David as more as like either shooter or horror.
Right. All the games I play are free.
But David also usually has a very chill vibe to him, and that game exudes chill, just very relaxing kind of vibe to it as you're going around, jumping, riding these crazy animals and different stuff like that. Yeah, it's a great Celeste. It's a tough one that you play. But it's gratifying. And then
yes,
City Skylines. You can.
That's you. That's you 100%.
That's me. It's just struggling to get basic municipalities to work and getting water to your people. That's me. So that is the tri-pack. In order to get it, you got to make sure that you post, you mention us, you'll get entered into a Rolodex or raffle. There'll be a drawing at random, and that person will be gifted those 3 games from the Thoughts and Players Steam account. So yeah, we're looking forward to this giveaway. We haven't done one in a while. If you guys were hoping for a Google Stadia giveaway, you're gonna have to wait. Okay. But yeah, that's pretty much it.
I'm tempted, man.
That's pretty much it for me, guys. Is there anything else you want to say?
Peace.
Goodbye.
Alrighty. We will catch you on the next level.